Welcome on in to the Roottrees Are Dead. Once again, my name is Twice. The yowling in the background is the cat. And we are still trying to discover the entire family tree of a weird, secretive candy company. We've done pretty well. And we've got 6 until we, please God, gives me something new to work with. Hello! Welcome on in, Spookster. We've done pretty well. Especially here and here. 2 of the 5 are pretty much golden. I do legitimately wonder. No, that can't be right. Anyways, but we kind of got stumped a little bit, so I'm kind of just gonna go through the history a little bit. See if there's anything that pops up. I wonder if I just type in TMS, does that pop anything up? Tommy Mark Sheridan. First credit role is Tommy Sheridan was on a soap opera. Time marches onward, skyrocketing to popularity, star role in Brother Trouble. Okay, anyways. And just start spider searching. Anything we can. Nice root tree. Looked up 5 pieces already. I wonder if blood is thicker than syrup. Does anything? No, it doesn't. And we, as far as I can remember here, oops. I wonder if it's biased for any reason. Yeah, that's fine. Bess Williams. Yeah, nothing. That's fine. Watchman of the Year. Nothing there. Family Man. Brenda White. Wonder if we type in original. No. Not at least it doesn't like copy all my useless searches. Only the ones that gave us stuff. Wonder if we can look up just Root Tree Candy Company if that does anything. Yeah, this one's new. Okay, mixed in with the recent news of plane crash, there's a lot of results for Roottrees' extremely popular candy product. No CEO, no stockholders, run by president. President has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth. 5 pieces, da da da. which incorporate maple in some way. Okay, that's fine. This was literally a red herring. Lauren's the author. We know pretty much all about that. Nothing there. Diary. It's available in a lot of libraries, so we looked up this. Romance in Court. And Clant's Trust. I wonder if this will give anything here. Just redirects right to it. And we looked up that as well. 5-piece guarantee. Let's see if that's anything. Oh, it is. I remember Titan. Baffling. Makes more sense. Direct relatives. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. RR. Trying to unsuccessfully remove. Wild Bill Williams. We know it's our root tree, but I don't know about that. This is a dead end. The Miracle Network. Miracle Root Tree Estate, maybe? No. Nothing there. We got the 5 pieces. And we did look up the history of candy, part 2. We looked up the news. Then we went to the root tree curse. Did we ever look up like an Ernie Madsen Jr.? Nothing. Maybe we look up Mayan Ruby Skull. Symbol of Death. Legend proves blurry photo of a reddish shape. Supposedly Cape Painting, South America. More like an egg than a skull. Yeah, that's fair. Chris Rafferty 75 at prodigy.us. Okay. And okay. Chris Rafferty 75 Prodigy. ISP allows email services, web hosting, customers choose a unique screen name. Not everyone serves makes a website. You can usually find it by searching for their screen name, which is Chris Raff 75. Okay. The Art of Rafferty, copyright 1997. Author's email address. Ooh, alright. This is why the history's so handy. Well, a bunch of gifts that say under construction. There are a few art pieces. Me and my fiance, Lulu. Odd collage called Cousins. It's made up of 3 scrambled images. Accompanying artist statement says we had to create a piece of art about our family. Asked as many of my extended family of cousins for the pictures I could. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Raina, Riley, and Rose, so I need to create them and use only my 3rd cousins. This includes Davy and Bethany's yearbook picture, and Stephanie, who is an only child. Chris's artwork's been added. Evan's cousin's photos need to be unscrambled before you can use them. Wow. So he is either an artist or he's still in college. Alright, back to the Roottrees curse here. I want to look up Operation RT29 as well, just in case. Operation RT29, and then we'll start looking at the stuff. More conspiracy websites. Some people out there claim Roottrees are changing, and candy recipes include more and more chemicals, which is done in cooperation with bad actors from an unknown government. They claim to a loophole in the calendar it's possible to get away with nearly any crime on elite. Oh my god, it's Purge all over again. So long as it isn't discovered until after the day is over. Like, try to conspire to poison our children. Proof is Roottrees candies contain polyglycerol polyricinoleate. Ingredient wasn't there when first released. Claim it is added in attempts to addict people and induce mind control. Website claims to sell pills that counteract this effect for children. It's an emulsifier. Okay, that was gonna be my next search. All right, but we did get some stuff. Okay. It literally says college student. Okay. Lulu. We'll say it's Louisa for now. If that's not right, we'll know. Oh, not K through 12. Sorry, college. I was like, no, it said he was a. We're good. We're good. Lock it in. Lock in the small children. Booyah. Alright, we have this. This is completely decked out, which feels great. What's this other one? This is the cousins. That includes pictures of Davy, Bethany, and his yearbook picture, and Stephanie, who's an only child. Okay, let's go to the PC. Let's use Pixpop. That seems right. Looks good. There we go. Daicho to... Is this just random nonsense? What am I missing? That's opposite. JPEG. Oops. Sliced. Slide it back into... Oh no. How bad? Oh, not that bad. Actually, no, that is pretty bad. Oh. This is terrible. Don't like this. Where does that fit? That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. But that feels like it has to be that? Oh no, that's probably right. Maybe. Is there a shoulder here? Yeah, that makes sense. That's fitting. Don't think that's correct. I also think that goes here. What do you want from me? Get out of here, duck. I'm bad at this. Calm down. No, that's not right. That looks correct. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wait. One of these can't be. Yeah, I agree, Spook. One of these feels just wrong. Ooh. Something like that. That connects here. Oh, no, it's 4x4, you big dummy. Oh, wait. There we go. That was miserable. All right. Bing bong. D cho tone. Oh, it's like, it's a watermark, so it's a yearbook picture, right? Because the art project itself is Davy swims from Yukon, Bethany's yearbook picture, and Stephanie, who is an only child. Stephanie, who is an only child. He said that it was third cousins, I believe. Only use my third cousins. This includes Davy, Bethany's yearbook picture, Davy's younger sister, and then Stephanie, who's an only child. Okay. Third cousins. They had something about it somewhere. Something somewhere. Where was the third cousins? Was it just here? People that share the same great-great-grandparents, but not the same great-grandparents. So in this case, this is Chris, who's the same generation as these, just it has to do that, right? That's grandparents. That's great parent. And then that's the great grandparents. So nobody in this tree, which we already knew, kinda. I'm kinda wondering if these two. If it's either these two or those two, and then one of you two is the only child, but we don't know which one it is. Yeah, it doesn't let us separate out too much because they're all siblings. Unfortunate, but did get us Chris's stuff and some new pictures and names. And even, like, identities, so. Now, Davy, we can also, like, look Davy, or just Dave. David Kellogg the third and fourth. How many Kellogg's are there? Not many. Bethany. And they go by the Roottrees, so that can't be it. Then we have, what, Elizabeth? Or was it Eleanor? Bethany. I didn't get anything right there. Bethany Kellogg. And then Stephanie. Based on their name, we could maybe get it going here. Stephanie Cattrall. Nope, don't know. Could be here or there. Specifically, one of these is Cattralls, I guess. Alright, still, that is good. So we went down that rabbit hole. Our Music Monthly, which we tackled. Stephanie Jones, which we kind of got covered. Looked at the Butler County Times. Mantis's... Oh, wait. She had an upcoming book. 1 second. Self-portrait, art, and beauty of the... I said copy it. Oh, jeez. Copying apparently only works somewhat. Self-portrait art and the beauty of women. That was by Carol. Don't do it. Don't highlight everything. There we go. Dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. Mostly black and white pictures, Carolyn art. Centerpiece, series of full-color nude self-portraits, different ages. They have certainly not been added to your evidence. In the intro, Carolyn talks about influences. She was one of the youngest of her generation. In her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. Okay. Okay, 1 second. So, if that's dedicated to Eloise, that's the spouse. Boom. I thought that would have much more of a mystery to it. It doesn't. Sister is Gwendolyn, cousin is Bonnie. Okay. Sister Gwendolyn. Which I suppose makes sense, because there's probably... Is that the last Morden? Yeah. Oh, wait. Didn't that say there was an Angelica? Oh, right here. Angelica Morden. That makes sense. And then there's cousin Bonnie, but we don't... If it's just cousin, that feels like it's got to be one of these two, but I don't know which one. Anyways. Dreams settle for boring men. Dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson, who she calls completely bogus. Okay. Wilson. Fuck. There's 3 of them. Their marriages led her to double down on her passions, art, and the environment. Married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was an overcorrection. Comes out strongly against Roottrees Company's effect on the local environment. Proves how she was not able to convince her father's act to make changes to policy. Okay. Cool. Helpful a little bit. Just Dr. Wilson. Dr. Stephen Wilson is a pediatrician who practices north of... They are very nice to me. Although there are a lot of Stephen Wilsons and Dr. Wilson, this one apparently found a way to gain the search results, so he pops to the top every time. Ah. His website claims he's the pediatrician to the stars. The only evidence for this is he apparently was the doctor to the Roottrees sisters. Picture of him on his website is a picture of his 3 children. 3 of them looks though the photographer was holding them hostage, but regardless, the photo's been added to your evidence. Also, quote that although credited to his child Jason, you might suspect might not be written by a 10-year-old. My dad is the best dad in the entire world and treats every patient with world-class care. He'll treat your children like you would me, my big brother, or my sister. Wow. Incredible. Wait, which Wilson is this? Stephen Wilson. Okay. So you're Stephen Wilson. That means you are Jason Wilson because you are the middle child. You are Stephen Wilson. I was wrong. I've done something terrible. You're Zach Wilson, and you are the last one. The other Wilson. Jem Wilson. Okay, this is Dr. Wilson, pediatrician to the stars. These are his 3 children. Looks like he was graduating. Oh, no. Never mind. He's definitely the smallest one. So he might be college now instead, but... Swap these up. Give him that. Give you this. Give you that. I would assume you are now a college student. And the rest of you are just still K through 12. Alright. Now we're cooking with gas. Booyah.
On the phone, I said I owed you an explanation, but I can't reveal everything. Not yet. I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake, so I'll try to explain why. It's true, I'm working with lawyers, but not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers.
Is this Lauren?
I'm on the verge of releasing a book, and it's not kind to the Roottrees. Especially Elias and the 5 Pieces. The truth often isn't. But with the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy. So they're doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story.
I feel like you've got to be Lauren, then.
If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing is very personal to me. To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in. Also, there are fewer Roottrees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination. It's also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 blood relatives before they lock from here on out.
Come on.
I don't have any more evidence for you. But trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
You said it's locked, man. What am I supposed to do with a locked tree? Ridiculous. Oh, that's just... That's useless! Alright. Gwendolyn. I mean, the only picture I feel like we have is not you. This might be 2. Is that 2? Yeah, that's 2 old. One's Angie Morden. One is the other named one. which means it's the free spirits, and that one's a nightmare. Gwendolyn is there, which means she's one of these three. And then who are you? Probably here. There's some orange. Well, Anywho, back to the little grindstone. Jones Graphic and Print, which we looked up. Our County Times. Graphic and Print. Holiday Light Post Banners. I wonder if Children of Eden or... One second, I just want to look at these two. Or sorry, I want to highlight these two. Just put them there for now. See if we can look up anything. Musical song, Steven Schwartz, game designer by the name of Jeremy Johnson, really likes it. Realizes it could kind of fit timeline-wise with the game he was making, decided to use it instead of something fake. It's kind of an Easter egg. Search for whoever was performing it. Butler Summer Theater. Yes, thank you. So we're currently on the website as a thank you message. Credits of a musical. Final show they performed last season. Posters by Jones Graphic and Print. Choreography by November Studios. Okay. Local dance school. The advertising lessons. There are hardly any other information available. That's fine. We can look this up. That's just rude. Ballet and jazz classes. Hardly any other information. Do we just look up Butler County? No. Nothing. That was useless. That's okay. That is okay. Let's try this. mentioned they have a website. Okay. Wilkins Motors. Yep. There's this. I needed Raffertunes, which we got through. Markle Jr. The Sister in Disguise. Anderson Maples. Fancy Flavors, which was Guy Hudson's only move. By pieces. Oh. Diamonds Dazzlers. Beef Baby. We had the Floozies. Lead singer. Lucky LaRue's. Raffertunes. I wonder if Maples, Root Tree Maples, family bickering in the apartment somewhere, father bites the root tree. Jingle Need the Rest. Root Tree Maples. No. Need the Rest. Famous Jingle. Okay, not helpful. Clothing Company. Gwen is the actress. Guys like us. I think we looked up Leslie Florence there. Christmas Mission, it flopped. That's fine. Wild Bill Williams. Fortune Favors the Grave. Grew Up in Paris. And then everything else I think we've covered very recently, unfortunately. So, we did get the next line, which is great. trees are left? It's Robert and Ronald. I feel like both of them are these two. November Root Tree, November Studios. So I guess that's just to help with... I mean, how many more root trees are there, do you think? These could be root trees. And these would be root trees. And that's it. And there's 6 left. 2 of them are here, 2 of them are here, and that leaves 2 of them. Which would have to be one side of this tree. No, it wouldn't even be that. It'd have to be this plus something. If that's Angelica, that's Angie, then Sam, Christina, or November. There was a Christina, but now I'm like absolutely... No, I'm thinking of Katrina. You got orange hair, boss? Elias Jr.? Maybe. I mean... They always say his sister. Well, that's Angie, I guess. Why does this have 8 connections? Did I ever look up Swashbuckle My Heart, by the way? Evening, Pirate. How you doing? Lauren Roottrees. Or did she publish it under her old name, which is something else entirely? Rafferty. Out of print. Re-released as X Marks the Spot. Okay. I typed in Z anyways. Did they Yeah, they did. Revisiting the diary 10 years later, releasing in 1970. Now we're talking. Alright. Now we're talking. So this might be the reason it was connecting to so many things. Contains no pictures, many new passages that reflect her thoughts 10 years later. One major event happened, the death of Elias. Summary of the fallout has been added to your notes, while some other select pages. Yummy. Yummy, yummy. Scrumptious. You still say 8, huh? Oh no, that went from 8 to 0. Great, actually, though. Alright. Opens with an explosive incident that happened in the decade between the release and re-release of the diary, which is... This happened in 75. Between 65 and 75. Elias Roottree, during the reading that he died, audible gasp, certain name was read aloud. Samantha Roottree. Though Sam and her children were not meant to receive... Sam is a... They kept on... You... Oh... Okay. That's why I've been so confused. Because I've been sexist towards names! Though Sam and her children were not meant to receive monetary inheritance, he had a stipulation that she retain the rights to run the farm and any and all decisions related to it. It was then that the scandalous secrets came out. None of the fine pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam, because she had been told her parents died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Aha! Patricia Christensen. Samantha Roottree. Gabe, thanks so much for the sub, buddy. Appreciate you. How you doing? Illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Patricia, the daughter of a local steel mogul, and Eli Jr. harbored a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant. After the birth, her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. ever again. Her baby was sent to the Roottrees. Elias hid her away at a local farmhand known as E.C. Patricia was married off to a much older man, sent away, and that was the end of that. Almost. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Eli Jr. and they finally married in their 50s. When they finally married, Elias decided Sam should have been a Roottree in the first place, even though she was not part of the clan's trust. He wanted to include her in family affairs. That was what led to Lauren's initial entry entitled Sam. Blah 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 blah. Some old next gens, Gwen's and parents. Nice. Juniors. Patsy last year. EC. That's gotta be something. EC. No. Useless. Womp womp. Alright. So that's Samantha Roottree. Which leaves us with you. You would be a Rudy Tooty. Shooty, for sure. You might be November, or you might be Christina. It's one of the two. Any hoozles. Samantha Roottree. Sam. Additional notes and context from the 10-year anniversary of Lauren's diary. Did not know her true family history when I wrote this. Didn't know Sam was a Roottrees. All my doubts were ill-founded. She's a fine woman. She had the chance to grow up with us. Sam might have been the sister figure Gwen never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help Ernie and the kids. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day from Zach. Long time since any real Roottrees is excited and interested in actual candy as Ernie. Bonus. Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. Jet black hair, green eyes. Okay, we can finally... Boom. Which also means that is you. Are you winning? We're doing pretty good. We've put together quite a tree. Quite a tree indeed. So you're jet black eyes, which means your two kids gotta have that orange hair. Which makes sense. Ernie and the kids. How many Ernies are there? Ernest Madsen, and then Madsen Jr. Okay. Ernie and the kids. This was written in 75. If this was written in 75, Ernie and the kids are looking to have her. Interesting. Ernie Jr.'s been learning that from Zach. And Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. It has two names that must be typed in manually. It's got to be the people she was told were her parents. That's got to be what that is. Patsy doesn't have thick glasses like Patsy did, of course. That skips a generation. Her children have that all covered. Hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operation passed Samantha Roottrees for as long as she was willing. Got flashbacks when Zach was made president. While they reframed it a bit to calm him down, Sam wouldn't receive any candy money after all. He was essentially inheriting the right to rule over the peasants for eternity. Pop warned us away from that farm for years. Never met EC in person. Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor. And I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. That might actually be the two there. Not sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. If I were her, I might never forgive them either, but even so, she seems way more than just the two of them. She has no problems with us next gens, but she has a palpable hatred for the Five Pieces and Elias and Gwyneth. That's fair. Yep, we gotta figure out who's blood relatives so we can disperse this money. And also figure out their complicated past. Okay, children have that covered. Thick glasses. That'd be the next gen. She'd have two kids, so that's these two, right? One of you has to be Ernie Jr. Which, honestly, I think that means you're Guy Hudson. The other one would be Gwyneth. But I don't know which one is which, unfortunately. But it does make sense. What was Guy Hudson again doing? It was weird. Now I can't even find that. First move in 79. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if Guy was it before or was it the curse that got him. 82, then he stepped down. Okay. Hit by a drunk driver in 1982. Do you wonder, was that in the Times? Yeah. Obituary. Thought so. Butler County Times not archived their obituaries. They did a front page story in 82 about Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia dying in a car accident. Surprisingly light on details due to the recency. Not suspected foul play. Witnesses reporting a vehicle instigated the wreck was speeding, swerving between lanes, cutting off drivers. Could have been any one of us who eventually ran off the road. Okay, so this has got to be Guy Hudson. Right there. There's a Patricia here. Patricia Jones. He was the 3rd president. That's Guy Hudson. Because he had no children. And it's got to be there because it's not in this group. Okay, so that takes care of you. Ernie Jr. can't be in this generation. It has to be here, which means you have to be Ernie, right? Ernie and the kids. So this has to be Ernest Madsen. Jazz is certainly a choice. I honestly like it. It's very, like, relaxing to me. Like, I do not mind it whatsoever. I mean, one of the two is definitely... Oh, in childish print writing it says November. Oh, okay. So this is literally, this is November Roottrees. Sax was grading. You're a dancer. And honestly, I think this is actually Ernie Jr. And the only reason I'm using game knowledge here is because he was the 4th president. And that means it was him, which means that was you. You're Gwyneth. It's because we have... Okay, that's that, that's that. So we've locked in on you, and you, and you, and you, which leaves 2 others. One's Gwendolyn, one's unknown. Because they sent a card here talking about the funeral occupation child. It was... Where was it? Where was it? Here we are. It's Carl and Brenda, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, you're unable to attend the funeral. Just absent. Or you are anything. We're busy. Shoot a candle. It's not the faith. It's nice to see you. An immense amount of pride for the work you 3 did together. You 3. Carl, trust. Nicole and Debbie. Okay. Deborah Bean and Nicole Madsen. Sick. Hi, buddy. And we'll look and see if any have not been locked as well. Any that not been locked, that should be. I put her as unknown occupation and her as unknown occupations. So that's fine. That's unknown occupations. That's fine. Guy, do I have any other pictures? No, none of those are him. That's fine. That's good. Unknown name, unknown name, unknown name. Yep, okay. We're cooking, we're cooking. So he died, left Nicole with Carl. I think Gwyneth had a green thumb. Is that something? Green thumb of her mother and adopted grandfather. Big fan of the baby occupation, as always. Farmer, hairdresser, housewife. Interior design, no. Mechanic, military, news anchor, pilot, police, preacher. Turn green, writer, retail. Politics. Like, did I miss something here? No, I don't think there's any gardening or anything. Ernie Jr. is learning from Zach. Blah, blah, blah. Lost the green thumb of her mother. Yeah, that's something there for sure. Palpable hatred for them. Maybe it's Samantha that's actually talking. Go back here just to double check. Steel mogul. Patricia. Local steel mogul. So what if we look up Patricia Christensen? Crystal and Steel, Steel Company in the early 1900s. Some are old birth announcements from Matthias. Maybe look up Christensen Steel then. Oh. Duh. Okay. Kind of a dead end there, which is fine. She was the owner of the orchard, but what does that mean for us when it comes to, like, a occupation? That I don't know. Alright. Clark's gotten married again. Or Trevor remarried. Lost Jacob. Gwen divorced Wild Bill. Nurse ever took a second husband. Say for Clancy or Edward. Eli seems practically learns Clark and Jim's brothers. Eli seems fine. Jim solid as a rock. Okay, nothing there. Names. For Eli's. I want to know which one they meant. Junior Miracles Eli. Families' names are unusual. Believer in using names of each generation to honor those in the last. Junior's always the firstborn son. Government problems. Edward Clancy Roottrees. No, I think there might be another secret root tree there. That's EC, right? And Mr. Miller. That's something. There's something there. We're cooking something. Fun bonus. Cool sign out anger based on the teacher's name. Must have been in the 3rd grade. Alright. Doesn't remember getting in trouble. Yeah, Ernest Clancy instead of Clancy Ernest. His roommate, Mr. Miller. Wonder if there's any Millers in the local. Nope. So where does that leave us? Why does this have 3 connections? Teen Blast. That's probably why. New periodical. Website is new section offers condolences. Fashion lifestyle covered by a magazine. Raina Retreat. Cover 16th birthday. Raina. Interview. Okay. There's the Rose. pieces. Alright, let's arena. 1 second. Let's put that picture right there. Alright, 1994, Brother Trouble. 1 second. I'm so into the gossip. 1989 sitcom about two 60-year-old brothers, same age, played by TMS and Dustin Christopher Baker. They're single, well, they're like a stand-up. Penelope Tessa Green. Often had to navigate her job. Troubles came with raising two boys who were extremely competitive in sports. The showrunner was small screen director Ron Roottrees. Sheridan Baker. Ron Roottrees. BR Productions, okay. Bro, what do you mean? That is literally RR Productions. Never mind. I don't use that saying Brother Trouble ended up being ironic considering the rumors about RR Productions, Ron and Robbie Roottrees. Let's try Robbie Roottrees. Silver Screen Magazine. Silver Screen Magazine. I'll just do Robbie Roottrees. What? What do you mean? Rumor about Robbie Roottrees and Silver Screen Mega. Oh, it's with an E. That's so annoying. What? Silver Screen Magazine. 1 second. Silver Screen Magazine. Did I mean that? Yeah, dude, I did. It was spelled wrong. I'm gonna lose my mind. There we go. Seeing less on actors and actresses, more about the nitty-gritty of writing, directing, etc., filmmaking. Okay. Now I just do this. Claims that self-taught screenwriter Robbie Roottrees is allegedly tried and convicted under the name Robert in a French court of law. Seems he again allegedly embezzled from the company RR Productions to fuel a gambling habit that left him hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Then fled to Paris, where he grew up. And then assaulted an officer who came to question him. Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that is Robert Roottrees, and that is Ron Roottrees. You are a director. You are a screenwriter. Eventually. I don't know your names though. How many do we have complete right now? Just 2, because you don't have. I mean, we can just put housewife for now. We're pretty good at it. Didn't work that time, but like eventually it'll work. Maybe. I'm just putting housewife for all of them because they complained about it a lot. And then you are one of these two people. All right. Look, it worked, all right? Yeah, I didn't think so. For you. I don't know exactly what you're supposed to be. There isn't like farmhand, you know? Oh wait, no, you know what? Farmer is right. I think that is gonna be correct. Okay. Ronald Roottrees, okay. So Ronnie sued Robbie. First as a director, then stepping into showrunner. Ronnie decided to start his own television production company. American cinema. He was old enough. Blah blah blah. Attentive director. Work with actors. Make sure the timing of the joke lands perfectly. Okay, now let's go back a little in the history. RR Productions. Ron Roottrees. Don't know about your two kids, to be honest. Because it's one of you two. I just don't know which is which. Oh, we do know this is now Samantha, I believe. Wait. Probably Sam Cattrall? No, that's a guy, though. 1 second. There's 6 more things attached to this? One second. Stephanie, who's an only child. Steph Cattrall. Cattrall. Sam Cattrall. Unknown occupation. You're a small child. Boom. Oh, you're also not a housewife. That you could just also be a farmer. You said green thumb, right? So technically that's 3 that are quote unquote done right now. Where are the other Roottrees? There's Jack and Christina. But your 2 names were Davy and Bethany. So it can't be you. You 2 have to go here. Which means you're David Kellogg the 4th. You're Bethany Kellogg. You're the friggin' child. You were swimming for Yukon, which means you're also Hey Neymar, how are you doing? locked in everyone in the next generation photograph. Okay. And then we've got, oh god, nightmare. Why can I not use this? Oh, I can now. Cool. Well, that's one. Which means you're Kellogg as well. And then you're just another Morden. No, you wouldn't be a Morden. You'd be Hudson. Hudson. Which would be Bonnie Hudson? And then you're Christopher Hudson. Bonnie... You have to be that. You just gotta be. We don't have any other pictures. I will continually put housewife until I'm told otherwise. Because, again, they've complained so much. We've got theoretically 1, 2 that might be locked in. That leaves us with these 2, which are other Roottrees. Jack and Christina. Can't spell. Got home from Doctor's Point now to eat and prepare for a friend's stream tonight. Ooh, fun. What you doing? And if we lock those 4 in, we'll be... I mean, I'm still missing, like, spouses and stuff, but there's something here. I'm telling you, there's another root tree in here for sure. Anyways. There's still 4. Ranking the favorite games you played in 2025? Well, what a hoot. I can tell you. That's a lot of fun. Grandma's college professor taught me lectures about history of all people, famous families waste their fame and fortune, taking it for granted. Go on, use my name to accomplish something. Took his advice, work with my mom, blah blah blah, Grandma Laura. Okay. Gives me something, I guess. Laura Carlson. I mean, how many more names are there? There can't be that many. There was also another one from there, right? Not why it wasn't canceled, just this. Dustin Christopher Baker. Nothing. How about Penelope? Tessa. Tired comedian. It's all for the Laugh Lounge Club in Reno that claims Penelope got her stand-up start and first did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine. More family-friendly material. Joke Lantern 1997. Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets. Both have been added to evidence. Okay. That helps a lot because that's Jack. That's Christina. That's you. Penelope, Tessa Green. Occupation, once again. K through 12. Occupation. Yes, we get to lock in the baby. These 4 entries are correct and have been locked. Okay, before I click Booyah, I do have to pee.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You want to do your own taxes, right?
Yes. All right. Top secret.
To my genealogy genie. If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 49 blood relatives. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries.
Must have written this beforehand. Oh, I didn't get a drink.
These last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth. So make sure you're ready.
Okay. Okay, so this was in a thing. Roottrees. Why are there 2 here now? Oh, just that there's 2 left that we haven't gotten, probably. I do kind of want to find the other stuff, but I don't know if there's actually anything there. Anyways, it was in the revisiting the diary. It was something about Edward Clancy Roottree. So there's Edward Clancy Roottree. And he was the farmhand, and then his spouse was Mr. Miller, which Mr. Miller, and then if we look at the original diary, there's a different farmhand. John Miller. Now, I don't have any pictures. I don't know how I'm gonna to find that exactly. Unless, of course, I can look it up, but I doubt it very much. Yeah. How would I find that? I feel like whatever's hiding here is hiding there. I do absolutely hate that this is, the only thing that shows anything new. All three are on the books. It's just like Anderson. Oldest sister she was to inherit the Maple Farm as long as she married. She had no brothers. I do wonder if Elias Jr. like isn't Elias Jr. They won't lock in until you say I'm ready. I just don't have a picture of them. Or knowledge of, like, I don't know, any of these. Roxy. Why is it like so weird? Also, how many names are left? Not okay, that's Walter Forsythe for sure. And then we've got 4 wives. Lansing, Lennon, Monroe, or Quaritch? Quaritch feels weird enough it'd get something. Guess not. Edward Clancy Roottrees. It might be like his brother, right? But they're saying it's from the same generation, so... I still think this is Sam trying to expose what they did. So it adds in tours, the first for a long time. Current head of firing was Cattrall, returns Butler County. What? Everyone's getting tickets. Discounts on Tuesdays. Current head of firing was Cattrall, which makes sense. It's her. So we've locked that in. John Miller's a boring ass name. I feel like it's gotta come along like something. That is not what I wanted to do. Like still related to Sam. Granddad had a brother or two. Granddad had a brother or two. But I think he's been trimmed. Sam gave him some old tools, taught him... Oh, and that's why he became a mechanic, duh. Did I ever type in blood is thicker than syrup? That feels like something to... No. Clark, Dynasty... Confirmed bachelor. That's why he kept us from there. Gwyneth Cattrall. Maybe. No. So unhelpful. Unless the red herring's not a red herring. Is that what you're trying to tell me? No. Yeah, biography. Before then, the farm he inherited by marrying his wife only produced sorrow. Any child linked by blood to me, so linked by blood to my legacy. I really wish we could get this book because it feels necessary. Like, it would have stuff on it, right? The book is impossible to find these days. Mango chutney is thicker than blood. And tastier, unless you're a vampire. Well, then if you eat it, I think your blood probably is sweeter. There's something here. I just don't know where it would be. No. Silver screen. Everyone says it's impossible to find a copy of the book, but it feels like they're really, something's just chilling there. And I don't know what. Is there something in the evidence I haven't clicked that I should have? I feel like the answer is no. Got anything here? Oh, that's not... Okay, well, fair enough, I guess. Maybe that's him right there. Take a picture of this guy. What if I just look up elderberry? I can't believe it. Miracle berry. I don't think I'm missing any piece of the puzzle. I just don't know where to find this poor guy's picture. And am I supposed to find his picture? They won't lock in until you say I'm ready. Am I hiding something? That'd be a hoot if I was, wouldn't it? Ooh, what's this? Oh, that's just where it is. Did it really? It'd be funny if you had the book all along. Watchman of the Year, huh? Like, I can lock it in, I guess. Bro, what do you mean? Watchman of the Year article mentioned a magazine. Yeah, dude, I already did that. Yeah. Search for Carl Roottrees. Just Carl Roottrees specifically? Oh my god. I never typed this in, huh? That's my bad, I suppose. That's on me for being a dummy. Alright, so that's Elias. Painting of him appears on the cover. Wearing his wife and Taylor leading to the invention of 5 pieces. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of the 5 children, 1 flavor per child. Rolled up England. Nationwide distribution. Maple Farms. Production is tripled. There's also a what's next. Gonna pivot to ensuring. Let's do this with a Clanced Trust. Okay. Unless this is just like a way to get stuff. Corporate leaders. Root. Tired, gonna stay on mother. Sewing machine. Other brands. Carl and his second cousin Ernie Jr. Spearheaded Root. Other blood relatives, so I was saying, refused to fund anything other than candy. Carl personally spent his entire inheritance bankroll the clothing company. Per tradition, who close debuted by Raina. Doesn't help me at all. Unless this is just showing me ways to get the extra photos, in which case, like, yeah. I got that. Thanks. Guy Hudson's article in Business Watch. Oh my god. Should I just look, Boys and Girls Agree era. Okay, so that is Clara. And in that case, we should also look up Ernest Jr. Ernest Madsen Jr. Also, Boys and Girls Agree. I think this is just giving me pictures, but it's not actually following much. More than qualified, originally trained, passed up for unspecified reasons. See flavors, batter up bar. Failed release. Pancakes and maple syrup. He used a creamy imitation of pancake batter. Oof. Okay. Okay. So that's you two. Not that any of this locks in anything. Is that the trust? Oh wait, the article is in my grasp, isn't it? Personal gamble. Word spread. Or was that here? Oh no, we had done the Clance Trust. Yeah, no, that we'd covered already. History of Candy, a little detail about that book you may have skimmed over. Oh, you just need me to get volume. Why would you get volume 1? You're ridiculous. Volume 1. Where's that stupid History of Candy? It's only 2. EC is for egg cream. Yeah, dude, I know this already. they didn't want to put it as EC, so they did this instead. Yes, I'm well aware. Because eventually they turned it to just CEM. Yeah. Should I just look up egg cream? What's egg cream anyways? Great question. We never know. I only think of it in like the Cadbury eggs, or was it spelled like this? Bro, I found that. I already looked for this. Kristen Steele. Oh, steamy correspondence. Okay. My problem is I look up things on one search site, and then I forget that I could look up it on the same, on different webs searches. Found all evidence. Historical letters with an erotic twist. Now we're talking. But also, like... which one is which here? I'm gonna say that this is April, because April and November makes sense. And then the fact that this guy became a musician makes me think that your last name was Lennon. And then you're Joan. It's the last evidence we have. Bro, there was no picture to find? There was no picture to find? Letter fulminated to unknown gentleman who's clear she had a romantic history with. Patch is thought to be Patricia Christensen. Her name was Pat and CH for the first two letters of her last name. In her 20s, married to an older man of no notable status. This letter was most definitely not to him. There are a few passages after the steamy bits. Mention a daughter. Written a father-child hid from society in some way. Ends on mention of a twisted twin. If not for her story, yours and mine would be the most tragic tale ever told. How awful it is. Such beauty is ripped from its rightful fate and sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin. Gross. An outcast forced to live like labor under a wicked relative. It's like something from the start of a children's fable. She deserves not the life he has been sentenced to and can't stand to be apart from both of you. Shall return to you until you've not corrupted her. Ugh. You have no theory, huh? Do you have anything else? You might be wondering, why should I trust this duck? What has this duck ever done for me? Let me answer that by saying, fine, don't believe me, I'm just your subconscious bouncing ideas. We press the button again and tell you exactly where to look. Take a look at your photos and keep in mind the era in which EC would have lived. Oh yeah, I understand that. What is... But I've found all the pictures. I don't understand. It's just him? He's just chilling in the back? My god. We could have skipped all of that. Whatever. I'm ready. First, here's the final optional entries you found. Did I get that right? Oh god, I hope so. Left for next time. Oh, all I needed to do was swap those two.
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees, and his partner was John Miller?
I'm gonna be honest, considering that line is voiced, I'm feeling fairly confident.
That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Okay, great.
I'm Sam Manson, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees. Yep, I got old. The only picture you have of
Centers
me
of
is from
fondant
40
and cream
years ago.
eggs. Honestly, I don't even care it's fondant.
My book
I
tells the
eat those
truth
up.
about
Oh,
life,
Easter's
the
coming.
5 pieces,
I can feel it in my bones. I'm ready to just gorge on cream eggs.
Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My father's. Edward Clancy
Cold
Roottrees
beverage,
and
milk,
John
carbonated
Miller.
water, and flavored syrup. Like maple, maybe.
By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser. Lauren was right. I hated the 5 pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning.
I mean, I
My
think
father,
I understand.
Edward Clancy, was a great man. But his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand. Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed.
So there
Having
was an
one in the
actual
family
twisted
was
twin.
unthinkable. The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. Who decided to fix both. They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC.
EC.
We were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary. Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all. But there he is in the background. The 6th 5-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the 5 pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president, but due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy, a real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company. When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36. They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death
It wasn't
was
a
my
real
tipping point.
Roottrees.
Originally, my book was meant to expose
That makes
Elias's
sense.
hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry. Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock. That sounded familiar. The Clancid Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future. His entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue.
And we know who was a blood relative.
And that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the Trust, as anyone else. The Clancid Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years, but now I can set the record straight, thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank you. You knocked it out of the park.
Thanks. I had help from a rubber duck that talks to me.
And when it does,
but only a little
bit.
bit.
The Clancid Trust is yours. Like I said at the beginning, set for life.
Okay, I just earned like $3 billion. Pretty sick.
The family tree on your wall. Now with my father's, everything finally feels complete. Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air. This is the last time I'll come knocking. Thanks again, and so long.
Bye. Sorry, you click on that guy in the picture earlier in the game? I feel like it. But such is life. It received mixed reviews. Oh, that's okay. I wonder if they only let you click that part afterwards. Then everything changed. Alright. I'm a secret Roottrees. Oh no. Find out what happens to the infamous family and a whole new mystery. It will spoil unlocked content. I locked it all. It's fine. Oh, don't delete that save. Oh no. It's fine.
Hi,
Clark.
I'm Clark. Probably not who you
Clark
expect.
Griswold?
Life's funny sometimes. You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down. A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes too. I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress.
You're president? Oh no.
Deteriorating I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork.
Did everybody have illegitimate
now that
children?
It's public knowledge the Clancid Trust covers any Roottrees despite their history with us. A lot of potential cousins have surfaced. You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself. The long and short of it is a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side. In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally. Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
Has it been a year? Because I feel like I could have moved into a better place with that money. Previously, new investigation on new focus. After many months of newfound interest in the Roottrees, remember you tried to catch up with some of what happened since last time? Not a problem. Some web searches may yield newer, different results. Some books or magazines may be relevant to your new one. Got a better PC. Much more widespread search. List the first and last names you can choose from will contain red herrings. Not all of them will be used. Zoinks. Find are the most notable beats. All is for still available, and for your convenience, any searches that do not lead to new information still function as they did during your first one. Yep, Butler County. 2 diaries. 5 presidents. Roottrees. Conspiracy site. Yeah. Ron Robbie. Yeah, okay. Sure. Hand you a letter to share with Sam. The company I hired to help us with the trust is busy pouring through the history as well as people they may not have had contact with. Sad, the family's not particularly happy with this, doing their best to slow things down. Many of them are actively avoiding our interviews. Every time there's a high-profile public case, it causes headaches. Please stop going to the press, Ted. Ugh, lawyers. Ready to and willing to verify anyone and everyone you can believe realistically part of a relationship that led to the birth of a new Roottrees. Tell soon to investigate. We'll take the time to handle verifying that timeline checks out. Keep in mind why we're here. If someone didn't have a child or has already been disqualified by our lawyers, won't be a place for them on the tree. We're not just looking for affairs or infidelities. We're only looking for the ones that led to potential new Roottrees. Some spots. New section will be marked with a tree icon. Those areas are reserved for members of the original family you filled in 8 months ago. Just like last time, be sure to use birth names for everyone you add. Start sorting out the infidelities. Turn your eyes to the men in positions of power. Like I said, it's only because it would have been a lot harder for the women to hide 9 months of pregnancy without the family noticing, but I can't. Yeah, dude, you cheated with a girl's younger sister. If you make any more mistakes, it's best to sort out the various messes we left behind, fill in the tree. Blah, 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 blah. Notable events. Today is 99. It's been 8 months since we helped research. Alright. 6 pieces. It was best-selling for a few months. Carl had not yet been replaced. In February, the Roottrees Rift. Multiple conflicting past releases. Clear lack of leadership. Clark was the permanent successor announcement. 5 Ps. Rash different people claiming to be Roottrees, mostly dismissed. Highest profile was a rapper named Felix Fellows, who changed his moniker to 5 Ps as a publicity move. 5 Ps is the only notable person on the updated tree. Another high-profile misstep. Miracle Roottrees publicly and vehemently denied that 5 Ps was a Roottrees. Legal team offered to do a DNA test in a moment that caught what seemed the entire world by storm. Test proved he was a Roottrees. Anani Mom and Jane Doe Roottrees. Affair with Roottrees led to the birth of her daughter, Jane Doe Roottrees. Truths make her daughter yet another secret Roottrees, therefore entitled to share the trust. This would turn out to be the last chapter in the Roottrees Mania saga. As more and more of the story came out, people began to notice how much it echoed 5 Ps in nearly every significant way. Confirming the world's suspicions, the test proved her daughter was not a Roottrees. Public disappointment, smugness from doubters, countless accusations, being an elaborate hoax, attempt at fraud. Feels like a distant memory. Alright. Oh my god. Possible infidelity 1. Possible infidelity 2. Possible infidelity 3. Oh, brother, you've been busy. And then just a family tree update. Alright. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff. Alright, BRB. Alrighty. Time to start looking. Oh my god, there's no... Did the music die? Did I disconnect it? Oh, that's what I did. I accidentally disconnected. Got it. Got it. Alright, start with just 6 pieces. We'll do the... What do you mean there's... Oh, like to show you how it updated. That's cool. Unwrapping America's Sweetest Family. Next, time of bestseller limited to 2 months. Read the core of the book was compelling. Takedown of the hypocrisy of Elias was deserved. Many took umbrage with the release and tone of the book. Seemed vindictive. Fallout has them company scrambling. Helter do a late night sketch about indecisionitis. The root Roottree Rift. Indecisionitis. Pharmaceutical advertisement together. It's fully about the Roottrees Candy Company. It was released in the weeks after their bizarre response to the release of 6 pieces. Number 5 at drive-through. Then pulling forward. Number 3, lengthy backup annoyance. Restaurant scene to pharmaceutical commercial. Indecisionitis. Together, fake pharmaceutical drug. Ball and silhouette. Purple string Liam, but I am comfortable saying 4. Yeah, okay. Yeah, same thing. Alright, 6 pieces unwrapping America's Sweetest Family. Sam Manson. Oh, okay. Tree, verify story. Some section about other family secrets and rumors. Some of it's new to us. Okay. Sam's book has a few different passages about her own history of the company and the rumors and gossip she collected during that tenure. Ran the farm from starting 68 until 84. Most of the relevant rumors coincided with the reign of Guy Hudson. Sam was very much not a fan of Guy. According to 6 pieces of Open Secret, Guy was very much not a fan of remaining faithful to his wife. Patricia, many of their hires at the time were young single women. Guy often spent a large amount of money on private parties. Okay. So this is 78. Yeah, that is definitely Guy Hudson. I don't have any portrait. Yes, I do. Just give me this. Just give me this portrait. Where the hell is he? This guy. You're not letting me. I gotta get different photos. Anyways, he was the 3rd president. One of Sam's farm supervisors was named Elizabeth. Elizabeth had a daughter. Sam never met. Worked as one of Guy's secretaries. According to Elizabeth Cater from a local restaurant called Antonelli's, met her daughter at one of Guy's parties. They eloped quickly due to a pregnancy. Elizabeth was not aware that the party was for swingers. Rumor has it her daughter showed up with Guy. Didn't seem comfortable switching partners. Wait. Supervisors named Elizabeth. Elizabeth had a daughter and worked as Guy's secretaries. Caterer from a local restaurant called Antonelli's met her daughter. They grew up quickly. Didn't seem comfortable switching partners. Okay. I don't know if that's the first one. Or not. Could have been any of these, to be honest. Made positive contribution, expanded the markets. Brazil. I'm gonna look up Antonelli's really quick. More local resource. Yes, sir. Antonelli's. closed in 92. Rochelle Zimmer sold the land at the time of the article. Was her. In 78, there's a puff piece. As recently married residents, how they met. Christine Garland responded. She and her husband Steve met years ago. Christine Garland. I don't know which one it would be, though. I think it would be this. I don't think they split up. Husband was Steve Garland. Brazil, huh? What if I just look up Brazil? It's gonna make fun of me. Nope. Okay. So secondly, it's that Elias may have also cheated on Gwyneth. Gwyneth was always much kinder to Sam than Elias was. Founded in 1908. That would have to be this infidelity. Person invites Sam to family events. Sam always got impressed with Gwyneth's name, of course, Elias into allowing Sam back to the family, using some kind of leverage instead of it being a natural course of events. They're known to loudly argue, sometimes about another woman. Sam also says her son, Ernie, once asked her who's Beth because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. As far as Sam knows, Elias once had a secretary named Elizabeth, different Elizabeth than the supervisor from the farm, but she never met her. Always the secretary, huh? Okay. Next is what? The Roottrees Rift. Through press releases from the candy company are referred to as the Roottrees Rift because there's conflicts between them. First one, stated there's no president of the company. Entire family's made aware of the release of the book. They're meeting as soon as possible. Second release was emailed to business newspapers 3 hours later, announced that after a vote, Ron would be taking over temporarily as interim president. Also went on to state that Ron was aware of the book, had verified claims within, looking to compensate Miss Madsen and her family immediately, and also stated the company's lawyers would be taking immediate steps to revisit the claims trust terms. And Ron was the director, right? Yeah. Interesting. Third, much shorter press release claiming drafts of the announcement was made prematurely. Clark and Ron Roottrees will be taking as the company's first joint presidents. Okay, so maybe Clanced Trust. Earn some profits and root. Cause the family to be slow. Significantly dig into profits. Those who wrote the trust purposely deceive the rest of the family about the exact details of how it works in an attempt to keep Sam and her father, his own twin brother, in comparative poverty. Because the rest of the family made money hand over fist, they had very little motivation to question their understanding. Didn't go over well. It's Ruby Legal Enterprises. Ruby Legal Enterprises. Ruby Sprat. Profile lawsuit they raised against Cicely Sanchez. Is that the Anonymom? Portrait of a Changed Man, released in 1979. Born Gospel didn't perform as well critically. A few more books. According to site about authors, known for her nonfiction, focused on Sworn Darkness, recently appeared in a magazine called Piketty with an article about a book she had been commissioned to write for Guy Hudson. Issued a cease and desist due to inclusion of pictures that never had the rights to publish. Interesting. Ruby Sprat, maybe. Relatively elusive, the most complete source of information. Website for a magazine owned by a major airline. Eastern University. On the promotion, gas station. Mid-Eastern University, maybe? Inspectors. The Herald. Okay. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. 100-day success stories. Graduated top of her class. Found Victorian speech was controversial. Heavy focus on wealth inequality. Didn't go over well with the rich fuckers. Editor of the Herald said Ruby, unsatisfied with simply earning her place, went on to earn a captive audience. GPA. Action attempt to use her soapbox to proselytize her fellow students, but they remained unconverted. Okay. Gimme Cicely Sanchez. Okay. Portrait. If I could spell, that would be devastating. Out of print. Now got being saved, drowning in his backyard pool, became an entirely different person. Okay. What was it? Tainted Gospel? Forward Gospel. And then last but certainly not least, we gotta figure out what this is called. Piketty. That's very rude. There we go. An issue that focused on a talking toy fish and the mnemonic messages it supposedly said as the batteries ran low. He had an article in a canceled book. Subject was Guy Hudson. The issue said to contain pictures that Cicely didn't have the rights published. Recall version is incomplete. That's okay. Base Elbub. Story concerning the release book. News guy. Unfortunately, magazine knows issues cease and desists. Magazine was pulled from shelves. Version you found in your periodical search had the relevant pages removed, rendering this magazine useless. Gosh dang it. What could this possibly be connected to right now? Useless. But what if I look up base Elbub? I can't believe I wouldn't be able to. I can't spell shit. Is there anything else we could focus on with her? Collector's item, huh? Alright. That's annoying. Let's look up both Clark and Ron Roottrees right now. Root has its own leadership. Okay. Two weeks later, it thanked Ron for his work, but announced it was the permanent print. Okay, Ron tried to do something. Humbly, Marvel Foray, a lot of support, blah blah blah. Clients Trust. Okay, let's look up Root real quick. So Memorial section, no new info. Brenda White, second name. Command, unrelated to a search. Roottrees Sisters Fashion Scholarship. Roottrees Sisters Fashion Scholarship. Yeah, I don't know what I expected. Rond Bazombie. Tree. Next president immediately reversed on the next press release, and then a few weeks later dropped entirely. Article about Ron in Business Watch. Oh, Ron's mother Gwen died. Business Watch. Clack. No, I do. Timeline has been constructed for public record. Parts new are the most vague. Action on the preliminary vote. Decided they wanted Ron to take over because of experience running productions. Ron seemed way too eager and personally motivated. They were worried he would gut the trust to remove Robbie Roottree. Family is notoriously unwilling to do anything to risk their wealth. 6 pieces came out. He saw his chance to force action, released a press release. Trying to save face by allowing Ron to take over as co-president. That was impossible to deal with. Interesting. I don't know what that does for us exactly, but it's interesting. It's also like Chris Raff 75, right? Soon discovered by the masses, gone are the art pictures of his cousins, the list of questions that people kept emailing him. Are you the son of Clark Rafferty? Yes, didn't grow up with him. I remember him. I was a little kid, moved away with my mom when I was very young, left Pennsylvania, moved back to Virginia, lived there with Pete, my stepdad. Meet the Roottrees. Definitely met Guy Hudson before he died. Some woman who I don't know cleaned my face. How did you improve Ernie Madson's heart condition? Dad told me. Okay. That's Guy Hudson. That's Chris. We don't know who that... Oh, sorry. No, that's Guy Hudson. That's Clark. We don't know who that is. But my guess is it's one of the 5 affairs. Alright, we got a new one for Chris. We got a new one for Clark. And I finally got a picture for Guy Hudson. That one's right, but it's also the only one we have right now, which is not helpful. Like, do I just go through all the other stuff? Alright, let's go for 5 Ps, shall we? Because he's apparently part of the family. Felix Fellow. If I just type in Felix Fellows, will I get something else? No. Here's a radio play. Publicly confirmed as a long-lost root tree. His alias 5 Ps is a play on 5 pieces. Article you find on a website known for their particularly harsh reviews of modern music. Gives his most recent album 1 star out of 7. More poser than my action figure collection. I think I know what that would be. No, that definitely would be it, right? What was it called? Root of all evil? Nope. Gotta get something else. More poser than my action figure collection. He mentions his real name is David. He used to go by Dirte Davy. Author Root's fact that his rebranding was a blatant marketing stunt at the expense of his mother's tragic past. She overdosed when he was 16. Only one of the songs in the album's new. Others simply written to turn blatant references to sex, drugs, and violence into clumsy euphemisms. His rise to prominence was kickstarted when he appeared a few months ago on the cover of News Time holding a photo of his mother with Guy Hudson. First they denied it. Since then they backtracked, publicly welcomed. Alright. Dirte Davy. Also Portland. Auction sites, Dirte Devil and another Dirt Poor. Interesting. Okay. News Time. There we go. Here's appearing on the cover of News Time. Oh, we got both articles. Very nice. Rapper 5 Ps, some mother Joanna. She was Zach Morden's secretary. Joanna, which would start here. That's your first affair. Bro, are they all secretaries? Joanna Fellows. And we got David Fellows. Secretary. And you're the only one that's been... Grab that really quick. What, the original Miracle? Yeah, of course it is. There's that. Is Rapper on there now? No. No, I guess we're just going with Musician. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. I think she was also a secretary. That wasn't her. You know, had to try. There was another Guy Hudson. Dramatic and sensational, dismissed as fake till a DNA test proved it. Parents divorced when he was 4 after his father learned of the affair. I remember buys a hairbrush, some photos, stuffed animal. He says it was the only one where they were dressed. Riley. In the mid-70s. She's seen one number of fake ancestral, one of them factual. Okay. So you're Riley Roottrees. Roottrees vehemently denied he was a Roottrees. Incorrect. Comes across as exhausted. The events have been going on behind the scenes, as well as the character of those he feels are attacking his family. Says most of the book's based on fact. It left out anything that wouldn't fit the agenda. Sam's daughter still earns a generous salary for overseeing the farm division. Sam did the same before her. Sam's family was not destitute. Really, it was only her son who chose to take a job with no salary. Claims that though they didn't have to, the family helped. The family. It was really just Carl. It's his own choice. Counts a deluge of claims to the clan's trust. Family's been subjected to. Doesn't cite any specifics. Says every time someone comes forward, the family devolves to arguments. They've had to hire an outside legal team to help. So far, every case has been laughably false. Calls them a grifter and delinquent. So he's using their name and products to sell filth to the masses. That's the most dangerous because it exposes the world to hatred. Let's hear the true story and join on his farewell tour. The Miracles Roottrees are planning on touring the country's churches one last time at age 71. Miracles, the oldest living Roottrees. Plans to continue preaching in his church. Last chance to hear the truth from the man with the most complete recollection of one of America's most notable families in your hometown. Earl Jr. didn't wish to comment. Sam being born years before him. Miracles Roottrees, I guess, right? Previous flyer has been replaced. '70s, last chance to see him. This one is famous history. Saints and sinners provide a unique perspective on one of the most notable families. actually have anything there for us, though. I mean, I think we have 3 down, and I think this is Elias, but I don't have a photo of him. Unless I just look up Elias. Emphasis. Explosion of off-sea businesses. First Anderson Maple Farm. Nothing there. Okay. Leaves us with 2 more to track down: Roottrees Mania and Anonymon. I need to find like a auction site, I think. Because there's a number of things that are like, oh, you should buy this. Anyways, I've once again gone over time. We'll be back on Thursday to maybe finish this. I mean, it definitely seems smaller overall. You can fit it almost all right here. But then again, maybe not. Maybe not. They went to Portland. It's not the only one that mentioned Portland. We'll have to go through stuff again. That'll be for Thursday. Nightmare, have a great stream. I'll try to stop by. Pirate, everyone else, have a great rest of your evening. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll also do Friday. We'll probably get back into Dragon Quest around then. Probably. Might just be grinding, but yeah, something like that. Either way, until then, appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Toodaloo.